Okay, guys, so I am back, and I know I said I wouldn't be doing the live stream interviews anymore. I lied. So because I'm doing them right now. So so I'm here with my guest. Her name is Marlow Briggs. She is right. She's to my left, I guess. But yeah. So like I said, as customary, before, you know, sorry. No, let me start over. And we're live, so that's great. No, so as customary on the AMBW channel, I like to let the guests introduce themselves. So Marlo, why don't you introduce yourself to everyone watching right now and on the replay?
Hey, my name's Marlow Briggs. I'm located here in Houston, Texas. I'm originally from Ohio. I co own a startup with a focus on virtual reality for content creation. The vision is basically to be on the ground
Okay.
floor of
That's great.
going,
That's great.
yeah, just want to be on the ground floor of people being able to go viral in VR.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Then I thought it sort of lagged, so I thought you were done talking. That's why. But no, it's fine. I did not mean to cut you off at all. Um, so yeah. So Marlo, obviously, thank you for that. And this being the AMBW channel, obviously, we're gonna sort of talk about that topic in just a bit. But so it's interesting because I know that I first met you on Facebook, and we actually had an exchange over the phone where we talked about your business and interested in possibly collaborating on something in the future. I know that was what, like about a month ago or so, maybe. So like I said, yeah, let's open to it in the future. Hopefully we can collaborate on something together. I think that'd be cool, especially since I'm sort of ramping the channel back up, and we are doing short films, but we're also doing interviews such as this one, and couples tags, and so basically just whenever I have the time, I will be creating new content for this channel. So it's gonna be it's gonna be a pretty busy next few months, but so I want to talk about your business, but I really want to sort of address your experience with AMBW for a second. Or yeah, like I said, you're free to say anything you want, pretty much, except for the c word. Yeah. So when it comes to AMBW, what is your experiences with it? What are your experiences with it? Both past and present, and all that stuff. And like I said, yeah, the floor is yours. So
Currently in an interracial relationship. My current boyfriend is half Okinawan and half African American. My daughter, she's 2. Her father is South Korean. I've been dating other races, and all races really, since about my sophomore year in high school. Kind of blew my parents' mind when I brought like the captain of the basketball team home, and the only thing they could say is like, "Wow, he's very tall and very pale." um, but yeah, it kind of just developed over time naturally because of kind of my interests and my hobbies, gaming, cosplaying, things like that, anime. Loved Korean dramas. That was something that me and my dorm mates would do. Get off from work and just binge Full House and Coffee House Prince. Get up, go to class, go to work, and do it. Just see how many nights in a row we could do that. But yeah, a lot of 3 a.m. just hanging out at Denny's with coffee because the final episode just got posted. And back then, you had to work for your foreign dramas. You had to use torrent sites and things of that nature. And yeah, it was always like who could get it downloaded first. So just by nature of being interested in that, it kind of lended itself naturally that I would, by proxy, end up in a couple of AMBW relationships.
okay. Well, yeah, that's very interesting. That's very cool. Yeah, thank you for sharing that with us. So I also really quickly just want to take a brief moment to say that I forgot to do something, which is to air the channel intro. So bear with me for a second. I'm just
Go
gonna
for
play
it.
it really quickly. Here we go. Right. Okay, so we're back. Thank you for that. So let's see here. Hang on. So yeah, I just had a couple questions for you. So I guess from your AMBW experiences, like how would you say um I don't know how to ask this. How would you say that like those relationships like differed from your other relationships, right? Like whether it was like from like a cultural standpoint, or are there any sort of differences? Like what I mean, were you treated differently? Anything like that? Did you get anything out of those relationships that you did not get from other relationships?
Um, and this might have to do with just my again, the proximity to different cultures. I found that it was okay to kind of date me almost in private with a lot of Asian men, but I was never the one that they would like take home to, see their mom or something. I'm not who they're going to introduce to their aunties or their grandmothers or fathers, things of that nature. Um, but that was more from the gentlemen who were like not native to the states. I find like a lot of third and fourth generations, they don't typically tend to care. But it's kind of difficult for me to date in my age group and younger, just because it's kind of like I usually just end up with roommates at that point. Um, Fighting over the PlayStation, that has been a point of contention before. I've had that happen. So yeah, I think from a cultural standpoint, it got to a point where I had to put my foot down and say, you know what? No, I shouldn't just be dated for convenience sake, type of deal. Or something I would get a lot was this weird, almost chocolate taste test almost. I was just quote unquote fringe or white enough or intelligent enough, but black, to be kind of dated as a novelty. And once I got wind of that at any point in the relationship, it's like, nope, I'm out type of deal. And I experienced that more with Asian men first, white guys after that, Middle Eastern guys after that, and then now I think I would put Middle Eastern over white. Yeah. So that was something that I didn't realize was happening until like my late 20s. And after that, it was just kind of a having better standards for myself and really asking the right questions, making sure they even knew who I was and not just an idea that they had in their head.
Okay. Um, no, it's very interesting. Yeah. So yeah, I can't say that I've had like any sort of shared experiences like that. Um, I've had interesting experiences before, but I don't know. Well, I mean, I guess maybe like so. I don't know. I'm kind of like digging way back. Basically, I've had like interesting experiences with one of my exes. There was like a relationship that did not last long at all. But she was Mexican, and she was just. I think it was more sort of unsure about me, but also she was a fucking bitch. So that didn't excuse my language, but it's my channel, so everybody needs to know that I do curse around here. But I do it with love. So just let you know. But yeah, no, she was not a nice person, basically, and so I can relate to sort of those negative experiences that you've had, where you dealt with that, unfortunate, circumstances and whatnot. So, but I'm glad that you are. It sounds like you are in a good relationship right now. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's very true. When it comes to the negative experiences in the past, I kind of chalk it up to it's like what anyone would experience if, let's say, they had a certain religion and they couldn't, bring in certain other religions just from a historical standpoint. Um, I know culturally, the black race overall is viewed a little harsher, especially outside of the United States, I feel like. And it's mostly from, I feel like it's kind of because media has poisoned the well, so to speak, that the only depictions that they're getting, only representation they're getting is, all black women are angry, or all black men are thugs, or this, that, and the third, or, it's in bomb every other word. And that's just not true. The black experience isn't the monolithic one, neither is, anyone's ethnic background or upbringing. So, yeah, I've been fortunate enough to get through the growing pains relatively quickly. And even though they left a bad taste in my mouth, I would never go as far to say that they were negative towards me. I think a lot of times it was just kind of something that happens subconsciously. And when it came down to brass tacks and I had to ask those hard questions like, where is this going? You've met my family, my family, I don't know yours. And then the peeling back the layers, you can find the truth is like, oh, that's what it is. So, okay, peace out, no hard feelings. You motherfucker. Walking away kind of a little bitter, but I do try not to burn any bridges. And the ones I do, I nuke. So there's not a whole lot of room for negativity in my life right now. I am with a great guy. He's super sweet, super loving. Big old teddy bear. You wouldn't know it to look at him. He looks quite scary, but I kind of dig that, and that's awesome.
Okay. Well, that's really great. That's awesome. Um, so how did you? Actually, it's sort of like a general question, sort of off topic, but on topic same time. Like, where would you say, like, for a lot of, obviously, a lot of black women are going to be watching this, and a lot of them, probably all of them, are going to be interested in dating Asian men. But I've heard repeatedly over time that they just don't know where to find them. So, where would you recommend meeting Asian guys?
Um, for me, it was easy because I was in and out of a bunch of different schools. I moved around. Yeah, I lived in Boston for a good stint. So, and that's got a very high population of people who are of Asian descent or would probably, jokingly consider themselves fobs within their own circle. Um, so being somewhere where the population is high just naturally helps. Your field and industry, those are really drastic ways of trying to saturate the dating pool, so to speak. Um, I think an easier way is with online dating, honestly. Um, it's harder online. But if you think about it, if you there's studies out there that show that black women and Asian men are both at the bottom of their dating totem poles, respectively, in genders. So I feel like that's a natural fit, especially when it comes to socioeconomical values, how backgrounds of how people were raised as far as where they were in their tax bracket, so to speak. My first Asian boyfriend was actually, I guess, the nephew of a woman who owned a hair store in our neighborhood. So, like, he totally got the whole black background because he was raised in it. So I don't know if you should be even in the mindset of focusing like, oh, I strictly want to date this race. If you're already having a hard time finding your soulmate, why cut your chances by any more than they already are? So I think if you're there's nothing wrong with having preferences, but make sure the values align first and foremost before you move on to things that people have zero control over.
Mhm. I love hearing you talk. It's just I have to interject when you said something about like it's you don't have like sorry, let me backtrack a little bit. Sorry about that. It's been a very busy day.
Sure.
or you said something about, it's okay if you don't like Asian guys, or it's okay not to date Asian guys. I say this with a lot of love and all that stuff because you seem like a very nice, lovely person. So do not take this the wrong way at all. But here is my response to that really quickly. Okay, where is it? Here.
Wrong!
Asian guys are the best. We're the best. So you absolutely should date us. That is the correct answer right there.
Oh
Uh,
no, I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm just saying that if you are, for me, if I use typically date for the long run. If you are in it just purely for the physical and the aesthetics and it's just for fun, by all
oh yeah.
means, you can prioritize things however you want.
Yep.
But when it comes down to the person who you're going to be spending the rest of your life with, I do think that that should be maybe third or fourth on your list as far as your actual priorities. Don't shoot yourself in the foot, or somebody once said, trip over your own dick. You know what I'm saying? Think with the right head, think for the long term. This is stuff that should be taught in schools, I feel like, but have your priorities straight. If you can't stand I don't know, a loud talker, somebody who chews with their mouth open. You shouldn't give this guy a pass just because he's Asian. And it's like, oh, but he's hot. Because I've fallen into that too. It's just like, but he's so hot. Look at that hair. Look at those eyes. I can't. Yeah, it's fine. I'll deal with it for right now. But ultimately, long term, our goals didn't align. Our morals didn't align, the things
Mhm.
that are very crucial to a relationship. So I'm not saying don't date Asian guys. I'm just saying don't count anybody out. Have your preferences, but also have your priorities first and foremost.
Mhm. Absolutely, 100%. Well, that is a very good answer. That's an excellent answer. So I have a response for that as well.
Surprise, motherfucker.
There you go. So that was, yeah. So that's absolutely correct. And I actually wanted to share something too. So last night, not last night, yesterday, I had a second date with this cute chick or whatever. She's lives a little bit away from me, but I went out there because she was cute, and it's just half. I mean, race wise, it does have something to do with AMBW because she's half white, half black. Um, she looks Latina though, which is, I'm not sure that's very common, but that's kind of funny. But anyway, so she was basically just using me just to get some dick. I mean, from a superficial standpoint, I'm not gonna complain about that. But
Was she, can I ask a question? Was she upfront about that?
uh, no, she was not.
Oh, that's the
But the
worst.
thing is, like, well, that's fine. I didn't lose sleep over it, but I was just like, I was a little bit irked by it because I told her I was looking for something serious only, and I met her on eHarmony, and on there on eHarmony I state like just repeatedly like, don't waste my time. I'm only looking for something serious, all that stuff. And then this chick shows up, and she's a little bit younger than I'm used to. I'm 34, and she was actually 25. So I mean, like, she had her shit together. She had a good job. She graduated from college and everything like that. So it was like, okay, she seems kind of mature. So, but wrong again.
But your first time meeting her was at her house?
No. We met outside of We met at Starbucks. You know,
Okay.
I don't meet people like at their homes or anything like that until down the line or whatever. But I
Where do
mean,
you think that she got the wrong idea about the situation?
I think she was just immature. I think really, I've met a lot of girls. She reminds me of a lot of girls that a lot of my in my own experiences when I was in my 20s, around that age or whatever, or older, younger, whatever. That I was like, I met a lot of girls like her who were just immature, who said one thing. You know what I mean? Like, they nod in agreement, and they end up fucking doing the opposite down the line.
Oh,
It's
the
not complete.
bobbleheads.
Yeah, it's not completely surprising. It's just disappointing. So I guess, like, I was trying to tell myself, okay, give this person a chance because it seems like she read my profile. It seems like she was being considerate of what I wrote on there. So I said, okay, I'll give her a chance, benefit of the doubt. And sure enough, things went south. Unfortunately, I don't know if she didn't like if she it was the sex. I mean, I didn't hear any complaining. But I'm just saying, like, it's not surprising that someone that immature would use me, or any other guy, you know what I mean, for sex basically, and then say, oh, I'm not looking for anything serious, bye. um So I've had that. Excuse me. I've had those kinds of experiences before. It's unfortunate, but I mean, what can you do? So, I just the only thing that I regret is the fucking mileage, the miles that I put on my car. 'Cause fuck that. Um, so yeah. Anyway, but enough about me. This interview is not about me. So I'm gonna wrap it up though pretty shortly. But before I do, I would like you to talk more about your business. And I know that we had a conversation about it one on one before, but I would like for you to sort of get yourself out there, and promote your services a little bit, and just the stage is yours. You know what I mean? Whatever you want to say, just don't say the c word.
I won't. So I am, like I said, I'm based in Houston, Texas, but I am traveling. I will actually be in LA December 3rd to do a virtual reality recording of a comedy show with Roxy Hayes. So we can talk later and maybe see if I can road trip up to you or down. I'm not sure which
Oh, yeah,
direction
sure.
you're in. But yeah, so I guess some case uses, I guess, in line with what you do. I had a concept of basically, you remember the pop up date scenario of the 90s where they would go on the date and they would have like little pop up narrative bubbles around their head of what they were really thinking and funny images and things like that. So imagine a first date in 360, and you can turn and see what the guy is thinking above his head, or you can turn and watch the video from seeing what the girl is thinking about in her head, things of that nature. But it basically puts them as a third party at the dinner table or at the bar, things of that nature. So it would be kind of a scripted reality TV type of take, and we can get funny with the memes and everything in post. But yeah, that's what I'm looking to do. My bread and butter is virtual tours for Google Street View and Maps, and I'm sorry, regular virtual tours for institution, commercial storefronts, brick and mortars, e-commerce, as well as real estate. So being able to click through the virtual tours on your Google Maps and 360, or if you do a virtual tour of a home, that's basically what I'm doing right now to pay the bills. But I'm looking to pivot and showcase all of the other aspects of virtual reality. I'm currently building my website, virtualrosemedia.com. You can find me on Facebook, Marlow.Briggs, same with Instagram, LinkedIn as well. And the website is currently being built. You can go and look at it if you want to, virtualrosemedia.com, but don't judge me. I'm not done with it yet. So, yeah, any feedback, any questions, complaints, indigestion, I don't care. You can reach out to me at any of those social media links, and my email is virtualrosemedia@gmail.com.
And you have so what's your website URL again?
Virtualrosemedia.com.
Yeah.
It's I'm not done with it. I literally
Oh,
made it
okay.
go live so I can have other people's input to
Okay.
it.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
don't have my sample videos or anything up yet, but there is I am finished with the blogs,
Okay.
and there's a lot of background information, stats, figures, numbers if you're into all that nerdy crap like me. So you can get some ideas about proof of concept, case uses, and what you can be looking forward to down the line. Oh, forgot about YouTube. Same thing, Virtual Rose Media.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Let's see, and have just a comment right there. So thank you, Debbie.
Oh, thanks, Debbie.
Debbie was on last night actually. I had a guest booked for yesterday, but that person dropped out. So
Oh,
Debbie was kind enough to step in. So thank you for that. Um, and yeah, so you know what? I don't want to keep you on too long. I've already had you on for about the length, so I am gonna let you go, but I appreciate it. And good luck in your current relationship, and it sounds like things are going well. And like you said, yeah, like I know you said that you have plans to come down, in a month or two. So, yeah, just hit me up, if you have time or whatever, we can meet up and talk. You said you're going to LA, or what part of LA?
we the venue is to be determined right now, because ticket sales are still ongoing. They're trying to get a head count. before they book the venue. But it is for Roxy Hayes. You can follow her on all of the social medias for the exception of maybe LinkedIn. But it's Roxy, Roxxy Hayes. It's going to be her birthday comedy show. So, going to be roasting, going to be a good time. And I'm going to be recording with a 360 camera at a front row POV. Hopefully, I'll have my second camera ready to go at that point too, and we'll be able to get on stage as well. That way, people can choose what point of view they want to watch the show from.
Okay, perfect. Well, everyone, and then Rose, do you have any other are you like on Instagram or Twitter, or Snapchat? Any like if anyone wants to follow you?
My Facebook and Instagram are the best places to find me. It's marlow.briggs. You'll find me on LinkedIn as well under Marlow Briggs. If you search Virtual Rose Media, Houston, if you want to get really technical with it, you can find me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Google Plus. Only thing I'm not on right now is probably TikTok,
Okay.
Twitter, and Snapchat, but the Twitter's coming soon.
Okay. Well, that was great. So I'm gonna wrap it up here, but I want to thank you very much for agreeing. Sorry, I was a little bit late.
Oh, it's okay.
But I appreciate you for making the time to come talk with me today, and you're always welcome back on the channel. Hey, what's going on?
Hi,
Uh,
Rebecca.
yeah, so yeah, like I said, you're always welcome back on the channel anytime. And yeah, I look forward to speaking with you in the future. So for everyone watching at home, thank you for watching. If you're watching live or on the replay, make sure to subscribe, like this video, like this stream, like this video, comment and share and all that stuff. And yeah, so I will see you later. But yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And see you guys next one. So
No, thank
bye.
you. Bye.